Jovar and the Athletic. You take all the credit for this one?
I'm sorry?
Take all the credit for this one?
Not at all. Not at all. I give them the credit for coming out playing the way they did.
I mean, you guys were so far and away better than you've been at any point this season. How do you explain it?
I mean, I don't know if I can explain it or not. I think, as I told them, my vision, for this team is, again, when we step in between those lines, we commit to playing hard, number one. We hold each other accountable. Defensively, we want to make sure we're on the same page. Things that we're going to try may not work every night, but we've got to be a team that's able to make adjustments, kind of on the fly. This is kind of playing the game, 72 hours after, after Sunday. So I be perfectly honest, I really didn't know, what was going to happen tonight. I just wanted these guys to, in their minds to try and put the first 6 games behind them as quickly as they could and be ready to turn the chapter with, kind of a new season, sort of. And they came out and they took the challenge. They played well. I mean, they really got up and down. They moved the basketball. I think we had 7 guys in double figures. I thought we were aggressive on the boards. We had some breakdowns at times, but I said before, everything is not going to come together overnight. But I'm very pleased with not only with the outcome of the game, but how they played. I thought they played very unselfishly. I thought they played with some energy. I thought they played with some intensity. As a coach, that's all you can ask.
Tom Withers, AP. Larry, Rodney was aggressive early on, and he got some shots to drop. Is that the way you think he can play? Is that the way he should play?
That's the Rodney Hood I know. Rodney is Rodney's a passive guy by nature. That's who he is. But he is a very talented and very skilled guy. And when he's aggressive like that, he's hard to defend. He can make the three. He can turn the corner and get to the basket. When he gets into his mid-range game, he really elevates. But I thought he really started with an aggression that really kind of carried all the way throughout the game. I probably left him in there a few times a little bit too long. I know he got a little tired, but we were going to ride him because he was going so good. But I was very, very pleased with his effort, not only on the offensive end but the defensive end as well. I thought he was on point with what we were trying to do as far as our coverages, but I thought he just had a terrific game.
Coach Ron Potesta, the Sports Animal 1390. You forced 22 turnovers tonight. A lot of the guys were jumping into the passing lanes. Was that a product of having seen the Hawks a week earlier, great defense, or a combination of both?
I think it was a combination of both, but again, I think when you talk about our defensive philosophy and our defensive schemes, the one thing that we wanted to do going into this game was we wanted to be the aggressor. I thought our last game against him, I thought we played a little bit on our heels a little bit, and I told our guys we got to be much more aggressive. We can't sit back on our heels and allow them to bring the fight to us. We have to be more aggressive in getting in passing lanes and getting up and touching the ball and making sure that we contest all shots. We knew this team was they're a free-willing three-point shooting team. They'll let it go at any time. But there were some things that we really wanted to establish early in the game, and getting up and getting in the passing lanes was one of those things. And I thought we did a good job in getting up and deflecting some ball. And it actually got our running game going. I think I'm not sure what we scored. We scored 28 points off their turnovers. So that's a testament to their aggressiveness and their willingness to get up in those passing lanes.
Larry, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. How would you describe the approach offensively tonight and ultimately what it is you want from the offense?
My approach? Well, the first thing that I really wanted to try to get a feel for was some type of substitution pattern. I really didn't know exactly how this thing was going to turn out, to be perfectly honest. is, Jordan Clarkson came over to me in the second quarter after I pulled him out the game. And while the game is going on, and he asked me, like, what's your feel on this substitution thing? What are you doing? I looked at him and said, man, I'd be perfectly honest right now. I can't tell you. I can't give you an honest answer. But as I said before, it's not going to happen overnight with a lot of this as far as getting a real, true feel for how I want to substitute. In my mind, I know how I want to play. But we have to be mindful, through the course of the game of time and score, which I think is something that if we get better at that, I think we're going to put ourselves in a good position. A great majority of the games will be within striking distance. If we're not, say, shooting the ball well, if we've turned the ball over, we have to understand what time and score is, and a lot of that is going to come. With who I have out on the floor. So I'm still kind of searching. I'm still kind of feeling. But in time, I'll have a pretty consistent rotation pattern.
But you said you have an idea. You said you have an idea of how you want to play.
Yeah.
How do you want to play?
I want to get up and down. But I want to do it with intelligence. I want to take good shots. I want to take. I want to attack the rim. I want to play inside out. With no Kevin, we don't have the luxury of posting inside a lot, not taking anything away from our big guys. But Kevin is the guy that we would go to, and teams would double team, and then we spray the ball out, and then it opens up the perimeter. But because we know Kevin, we rely on our drive and kick game. And I thought we did a good job with that. I believe it's the basket that Jordan Clarkson scored on a 3 off of a swing, but that was beautiful basketball. And I told our guys, I said, that's who we are. Okay, that's who we are. We move the ball, we play unselfishly, and we try to get a good shot every single time.
Marla Rodney, our Akron Beacon Journal. In the third quarter, when you went up 90-72, do you think that beginning of that quarter was like the best you've played all season?
The beginning of the third?
Third, yeah.
It was a good quarter. It was a good quarter. And coming out at the start of the third quarter, I was a little bit concerned because if you look at our last few ball games that we have played, we've come out flat in the third quarter. And coming out flat, we get behind, and now we have to exert a lot of energy to catch back up. But tonight was different. I was very happy that we came out with some, with a sense of urgency. And during every time out, that's something that I tried to reiterate with the team. You guys came out this third quarter and you played with a sense of urgency, but let's not let up. Let's not let up. Let's keep our foot on the gas and keep doing it with our defense. And we were able to pull away.